What's up, guys? It's Billy here from Strikes and Subs, giving you my take on UFC 248 in what was really a mixed bag of an event. On one side of the spectrum, we had Israel Adesanya versus Yoel Romero, which was arguably one of the worst title fights in UFC history. But then on the other hand, and on the other side of the spectrum, you have Jean Whaley, who took on Joanna Jędrzejczyk and put on a masterclass of a fight. Both of them. Like, not only was this arguably and most likely the greatest female fight of all time, it now shoots itself right up into the position and into the discussion of one of the greatest fights of all time. It was just pure insanity. We also had Sugar Sean O'Malley making his return, and he put on an absolute clinic, getting the TKO victory in the very first round against a very formidable opponent. It was pretty good. Kicking off the main card, we had a welterweight contest between Alex Oliveira and Max Griffin. This went to a split decision with Alex Oliveira winning. I got no problem with this. I can see why Griffin did win one of the judges' decisions. However, I personally had it 29-28 Oliveira. Next, we also had another welterweight clash between Neil Magny and Li Jianlian. Magny put on a show. Magny was just all over him. Although, I'm very surprised Jianlian stayed in it for so long. Like, he was getting smashed to bits by Magny, and this you've got to think that this will now put Magny into a ranked position. After this, we had Beneil Dariush taking on Drago Close. Dariush managed to get the win via knockout. This also earned him a Performance of the Night bonus. This knockout came via second round. Afterwards, it was a bit strange because he called out a middleweight fighter, which is not even the division above, but the division above that, in Robert Whittaker. And I'm not sure if Robert Whittaker will take on this fight. I don't think he will. I can certainly see Robert Whittaker taking on someone like Darren Till, or maybe even Kelvin Gastelum. I reckon that will be a very exciting matchup, and we didn't get to see it given what happened with Robert Whittaker's injuries in the intestine area before they were meant to fight in Melbourne. Then we had, as I was describing, Jean Whaley versus Joanna Jędrzejczyk. This went to a split decision. It was given 48-47, 48-47, and 47-48 for your winner and still women's strawweight champion of the world, Jean Whaley. Personally, I had it 3-2 to Jean Whaley. Round 1 I gave to Jean, round 2 Jane, round 3 and 4 Joanna, and then round 5 I gave to Jane. This sounds, I don't know. I guess that many people, like, just looking online and stuff, at MMAdecisions.com, a nice source there, 30.1% of the voting has Jan Jacek winning 48-47, which is interesting. But yeah, looking at the rounds that I gave Jane, the rounds that I also gave Jan Jacek, it lines up fairly similar. All rounds were reasonably not too close. So I'm pretty confident with the way that I went. It was a fairly accurate depiction of the fight, and in saying that, it was an extremely close fight. But yeah, then we move on to the main event, which was a middleweight clash, which had Israel Adesanya taking on Yoel Romero. This went to a decision as well, and it was 48-47, 48-47, 49-46. Almost everyone coming to this fight would have thought this would be an absolute barn burner. We know that Yoel Romero is 42 years old. He's not going to have many title shots left. Like, this is his 4th title fight. And for the first round, he just stood there covering himself, which was extremely strange. And then during the post-fight interview, he stands there and he says, I want to give the fans the fight that they want. What's Adesanya doing? And it's like, no. Like, although, to quote Dana White, it does take two to fight. However, you're the challenger. Izzy's the champion. If you want his belt, you have to go there and give the judges or give us a reason to believe that you deserve to be the champion. And after that performance, with all due respect to Romero, he is a beast. He does not deserve to be the champion after that fight. Israel Adesanya, on the other hand, he's not a... Neither of these men are boring fighters. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that this was an extremely boring fight. It seems that what Romero was going for was, I don't know, short explosions. To be honest, I don't really know what Romero was going for. I thought he was just going to attack, go ballistic, go nuts, go for the championship, which he's been seeking his whole career. Adesanya, on the other hand, he played the smart fight. Another comparison between Adesanya and John Jones here. It sort of reminds me of the fight between John Jones and Thiago Santos. Jones injured Thiago really early, and then he just stood on the outside, picked him apart, just had some nice kicks, nice body shots, got out. That's what Izzy did here, pretty much. He damaged Romero's legs so bad that it started to swell up. And he could barely walk after that, but Romero being Romero, it's like, oh no, my leg's fine. So where do we go from here? Obviously, it seems that Paulo Costa's the next in line for the title. Paulo Costa was actually kicked out of the venue, which was pretty funny, because he actually jumped the guardrail after the fight when Romero went over and started to talk some shit. So he's still going to get the fight regardless, let's be honest. But Dana White has said that he wants a proper doctor to give Costa the all clear to go. He doesn't want to hear from one of Costa's mates that he's all good to go. He wants to hear from a proper doctor. Romero, on the other hand, I don't know. He said that he's got 10 years left, and it's like, bullshit. No one can fight till they're 50 at a good standard. But then again, Romero is a beast, and he is 42, so you never really know. Who could Romero fight next? Maybe Kelvin Gastelum, as they're both coming off losses. However, Gastelum put on a barn burner against Adesanya in what was the fight of the year. Romero, on the other hand, put on a contest, which was one of the worst fights of the year so far. Other interesting things to note from this card is that there was a time when they show other fighters in between fights, they showed Volkanovski and Holloway on a split screen. This continues to fuel rumours that these two men are going to headline UFC 251, which is in Volkanovski's home country of Australia. It's coming in Perth, which is a bit weird because, Melbourne and Sydney generally tend to be the big places in Australia to hold the events. Other additional notes to take, every single fighter that was fighting out of the red corner today won, which I don't think it's happened before, and it's an incredible feat. Additionally, there was a backstage... there was a sort of a punch-on of sorts in the fighters area, which was between Brian Ortega and the Korean Zombie, which, that'll be a fascinating fight, but probably not the best to have it at a UFC event in the middle of a fight, but hopefully those two get booked for a fight soon. Korean Zombie won his last fight against Edgar, and Ortega hasn't fought since the Holloway loss. So put those men in the octagon together and let's see a really good fight. In summary, Zhang Weili versus Joanna Jacek, best women's fight of all time. Yes. Is it in the conversation for the best fight of all time, generally speaking? Absolutely. Is it the best fight of all time? I don't really know. Dana White has come out and said that this is a short shoe-in for the Hall of Fame later down the line, which is pretty ironic considering that this fight came straight after the announcement that John Jones and Alexander Gustafsson's first contest is going into the Hall of Fame. And then with the main event, Israel Adesanya versus Yoel Romero, two great competitors, but they put on a really, really shit fight. it's I say this with the utmost respect though. Like, these two are world class athletes. They would beat anyone up with their eyes closed. It was just very disappointing to see two warriors just stand there and, do the bare minimum for 25 minutes. From Adesanya's perspective though, it's like, Romero is a madman. If he's not doing anything, why am I going to do anything to jeopardize myself losing the title? And that does make sense. But with Romero, it's like, him saying that Adesanya should aggress as well. It's like, from the fans' perspective, he definitely should be an aggressor, as we want to see a war being the fans. However, from Adesanya's perspective, as I've said, he doesn't need to advance. Like, he's the champion. You, as Romero, the challenger, the contender, are going in there trying to take Adesanya's belt. So you're either going to do enough to force the judges to rule a decision in your favour, or you've got to finish Israel Adesanya. And standing there for 5 minutes and round after round with just your hands in front of your face and not throwing any punches or kicks, it's not going to do anything to benefit you. And I don't know where this leads him. As I said, maybe Gastelum, maybe Whitaker. I don't know. It's just really confusing. But Israel Adesanya is definitely going to fight Paulo Costa. This is a matchup that I'll be really, really looking forward to. Costa is not going to play chicken. Well, Romero didn't play chicken, but Costa's not going to stand back and dance. He's going to smash Adesanya's head in. Or at least attempt to. Zhang Weili and Joanna Jędrzejczyk, should they run it back? Yes. Will they run it back? I don't know. I have a feeling that the winner of Noah Eunice versus Andrade will get another shot at Weili Zhang, whereas Joanna Jędrzejczyk will face the loser of that contest, and then the winner of that contest will fight the winner of Zhang Weili versus the winner of the other contest. So, yeah, a very, very mixed bag of card. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be back next time with my preview and predictions for UFC Fight Night, Lee versus Oliveira. Thank you.